Hey everyone, it's BDevine and welcome to this full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. And you can see, well, it's opposite for me. You see the little ball we have here and the full moon. I can't even work it out on the other side. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take you through a bit of information because this is extremely important. This particular full moon partial eclipse. It's the first time that it's been in this duration, so it's going to be about 3 hours, okay? And it will happen in the early hours of the morning if we are in the Northern Hemisphere, all right? And at approximately, there's a few different people that say different things, but approximately 4 a.m. Eastern Time in November 19th, so early hours of the morning, and it will last for 3 hours. It's the longest partial lunar eclipse we've witnessed in more than 500 years. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'll read to you a bit about this particular moon, what it's doing. I've got other videos that I'm making about the different planets and, you know, how this has affected us when they've been in different conjunctions. And other names, there's lots of different names in astrology, but when they've been around us and what's occurred when they've been in different signs, etc., throughout history. And also this has a lot to do with pandemics and planets in pandemics. So look out for these little forecasts and information that I'm going to be bringing because I'm super passionate about it, and I just love all of this new knowledge that's coming in. Light bulbs are going off, right? You may be feeling that way right now too. I'm going to explain, this is just a really quick article on Pop Sugar, and which is you could just go to. But I'm also going to do a little 7-card reading for us directly about this particular moon and what we're gonna leave, how we're gonna feel. It talks about how to stay on the best material sort of frame of mind as well. What's best to serve the collective right now and what's coming into our life because of it. All right. So we know that full moons bring us a time of climaxes and a time of closures as well. And this particular Taurian full moon, partial lunar eclipse, is also going to be setting off a lot of fireworks, so to speak, around the globe. So there are lots of things that I want to quickly cover here, and I really hope that you enjoy. All right, so firstly, the November 19th lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse, will be the longest partial lunar eclipse of the century. This means a lot. As well as the longest partial lunar eclipse we've witnessed in more than 500 years. So not much, we won't see much at home. So the lunar eclipses and full moon astrology might not seem as pretty. If you're one of the fixed zodiac signs, which we will go over, you may have find that the emotional meaning of November 2021 lunar eclipse and full moon hits you really hard, largely because you're usually more resistant to change. So it isn't a time to freak out, and you may have been feeling really stirred up emotionally with regards to family as well at this time. So it's a way in which we can learn to prepare and really look after ourselves as well. The November 2021 lunar eclipse are both occurring in Taurus, so full moon and partial lunar eclipse, and they're kicking off a series of eclipses that continue into 2023. This is whatever's happening now, we're going to be able to look back and say, okay, this is where I was at, this is where I am now. Eclipses tend to come in pairs in opposite signs. So most of the eclipses over the next 2 years will occur in Taurus and Scorpio, 2 fixed zodiac signs with very low tolerance of any crap, all right? There's a low tolerance there. But while change often freaks headstrong Taurus out, transformation might as well be Scorpio's middle name. Remember, we had a Scorpio new moon. This gives way to intense, transformative, emotional energy that feels all-consuming and a bit unsettling sometimes. and pushes you to reclaim what is yours. At the same time as the full moon and lunar eclipse, tricky Uranus moves opposite aggressive Mars. Okay, so Uranus is sudden things that happen, and Mars is like, it's got a mission, okay? Creating fertile ground for both running toward your goals and impulsive emotional outbursts, okay? At face value, this all sounds like one big nope, but understanding full moons and lunar eclipses signify can help make sense of the chaos. So here we go. So what do full moons mean in astrology? So in general, the moon governs our emotional selves. If new moons denote new beginnings, the full moon especially does the opposite. The illuminating full moon is often associated with clarity and closure. And because it shines at its brightest in this phase, your energy and emotions are likely running high. So emotions, go with the fullness of the moon and start to wane out with the new moon, right? So full moons aren't the best time to manifest or introduce a host of new beginnings in your life, like you would during the new moon. Instead, you'll likely do better with allowing the universe to do its thing, reflecting on letting go of things and embracing endings. Ask yourself, what can I now see is holding me back from what I want to become? Like, what's the best version of myself? What do I really want for myself? And what are the blockages? What are the things that are still holding me back from that occurring, right? That's really important. Think hard on your answers during the full moon. So a lunar eclipse, okay, is essentially an emotionally chaotic wild card. Often serves as the catalyst that speeds up change in the figurative chemical reactions of our life. Couple a lunar eclipse with a full moon, and you ultimately have all the effects of the full moon on steroids. Unexpected, sudden endings, okay, breakthroughs that you didn't see coming, a shocking information bubbling to the surface. We kind of see this worldwide as well, okay? And during a lunar eclipse, the moon's light is blocked, meaning when information comes out, you may not have the whole picture. That's really important as well. It's like that you maybe get told a little bit of information, but there's all this other stuff behind it. Still waiting to come to the surface. This understandably sounds scary because very few people love change, right? But if you reframe how you see the lunar eclipse, you'll be in a better position to harness its power. Rest assured, the themes and events that coincide with a lunar eclipse are not necessarily bad. Rather, it's a way for the universe to move you toward the positive things that are meant for you faster. And sometimes we have to, something unexpectedly happens and you're like, oh my God, this can't be, what am I going to do? But then it quickly brings you to what you're really looking for much faster because otherwise you hang on to stuff and let go of things when you're ready to. Sometimes this forces us to let go of things even when we're not ready, and it comes as a shock, a surprise, and sometimes it's hurting when other people are leaving our lives as well. So things will get real really quick, but the growth you experience pushes you right out of your comfort zone is even realer. Take the lunar eclipse as a cue to meditate. Listen to what the universe is telling you and take care of yourself physically and mentally. Really make sure you're grounding in this energy as well. So the moon and lunar eclipse, if they are in your sign, Taurus, so you know that this lunar event will be a big one. If you've felt out of sorts over the last few months, take a breath and know that you're likely reaching the culmination of a massive identity transformation relating to how you see yourself, how you interact with others, the goals that you want to achieve, and what you value as well. So the next few months might still feel a little shaky, and you're a bit stubborn when it comes to change, but that's only because you are finally ready to shake off the thought patterns and old identities that were blocking your most powerful self. So use this full moon lunar eclipse as a time to think hard about what makes you feel confident and cut out anything else. Excuse me. Okay, so I will read, I'll just go through a little bit about the 12 signs of the Zodiac. So that was Taurus. I'll go through them, and then we'll do this little bit of a reading to show us what else is coming up, okay? So Leo, the full moon and lunar eclipse are pushing you to take control of your professional identity and get the recognition that you deserve, okay? Given how hard you work, Leo, you deserve some praise for the long hours you put in and the winning ideas that you're able to bring to the table. And it's likely the November 19 lunar eclipse and full moon will shine a spotlight on your professional life, encouraging you to take stock of your ambitions and your current work situation. So I'm a Leo, and that's what's happened to me, is that I'm reevaluating everything that I'm doing, changing things up, like doing these astrology things, doing a bit of premieres like this, and going back to the way that I used to do videos, which wasn't live. And it gives me a chance to just get everything out that I need to say, and then have the live sessions for just when we're having a little bit of fun. So when we're doing more serious things, I feel it's better for me, especially, to make these recordings, and then I can sit there in the chat and be able to chat with you as we go through. So do you feel like you're in the most fulfilling career path? Do you feel like your work is appreciated? Sometimes, we don't. We feel like we work and work and work and nothing's happening. Do you feel like your current professional situation highlights and nurtures your strengths? If so, you might be on the brink of a major breakthrough. If not, the lunar event could push you into a totally unexpected direction, ending a work cycle you've trudged through for a while and bringing you to a new path that better allows your light, goals, and accomplishments to shine. So be aware for Leo, if you are not on the path, you will suddenly be thrust onto it. And if you are on the path, then people are going to start actually noticing or recognizing you, and maybe you're getting a little bit more recognition for the work that you do, right? Scorpio, and you can check out your moon signs, but those are completely different to some of these just real quick glimpses at things. I'm actually going to make a series for us on moon signs, and we're going to read through a book together. So it'll be going through different chapters, and we can understand, what this moon sign thing is and how it really does affect us, and also the partners that we choose in our life, the activities that we have, etc., because that's our emotional self. So that will be coming up soon. Scorpio, the universe is not done with you yet, Scorpio. With the 19th full moon and lunar eclipse in Taurus, your 7th house of partnerships, the cosmos is asking you to turn your attention towards your romantic, platonic, and business relationships, all areas you've been cosmically focused on for several months now. It's time to take what you've gleaned from those relationships, how people feel about you, and how they make you feel about yourself. Are you still being used for your skills and talents? People just take advantage of you because they know, oh, it's okay, I'll be able to go back there later and sort that out. So this means that you may experience some abrupt shifts or even endings surrounding the relationships that don't make you feel supported or inspired. That's certainly emotionally taxing, but these potential endings are ultimately good for you as well. Take solace in the idea that you're protecting your emotional well-being, prioritizing your needs, and opening the door for new, more fulfilling relationships that make you feel unstoppable. There's been a turning point for many of us this year where we're not putting up with BS anymore. And it doesn't really matter who it is, and it doesn't matter how they think that they're coming across or whatever. If someone's having a dig at you, they're having a dig at you. There's no two ways around it, and you can't possibly be responsible for everybody else. This is a huge thing that I've learned for myself over the years, and especially this year, being pushed more into the corner where I've had to make decisions about certain people you know, whatever, in whatever way, friendships, professional, you know, relationships or whatever it is, and try my best not to feel really bad because that's occurred, you know. So you don't want anything dragging you back, especially as we focus our alignment into a new energy that we really want to have and what we really want to see. So Aquarius, expect the November lunar eclipse and full moon to shake things up in your 4th house of family and home, making you feel extremely emotional, sensitive, or sentimental. You could find an unexpected family member coming to a head, requiring you to make a big, swift decision and taking necessary attention away from other areas of your life. Whatever it is, the situation could dredge up some difficult emotions and memories from your childhood and make you feel insecure or unstable in some ways. You may have even been dreaming about your childhood as well. This full moon and lunar eclipse is a good opportunity to sit with those uncomfortable emotions so that you better understand where they're coming from. And once you know that, you'll have the insight and confidence you need to let them go. Okay, so those particular signs, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus, 4 signs that it's really affecting this year. So let me just quickly get you, I just want to make sure I remember which signs I've done. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, okay, are all very affected by this particular moon. Okay. And then we will go just real quickly here. Okay. So the signs that will affect the most are the 4 that I've told you about, okay? And let's just make sure I can get some of the others. All right, sometimes it doesn't give it to you, but let's have a look. All right. Sorry, I can't pause anything right now. Okay. Okay, so it's basically giving us the 4 signs as the most important thing. So 4 signs of the zodiac. Okay. All right, let me see. One last thing. All right, it's telling us to let go, okay? Let go. All right, so we have, Aries, here we go. The way that you the way that you've learned to express yourself as an adult is being called, and it's in for a makeover. Not that there's anything wrong with you. Seriously, there's not. It's just that who you have been needs to be released to make room for the person that you're becoming. So letting go of items and outdated belief systems will help you adapt to your current reality. Consider it a renovation of the soul, and you are the stylist. We're all going to be affected by this, and not only us, but resources, governments, institutions, you know, finances, all those things are all going to change for us from now on. So we're going to have to also remain very positive. Gemini, you know you're powerful beyond belief, right? So this full moon is giving you the opportunity to see your inner light, the glow that exists within you, that doesn't need to be validated by others. It's important that you remember that you are intrinsically worthy, even if others have made you question yourself. At the end of the day, you emerge from judgment like a concrete rose. Release the need to hold onto life as it was, so you can start living life as it is. Very important for Gemini, because they do become very sentimental in their energy and thinking about the past a lot. I find my Gemini friends are always posting things about 25 years ago or something. Look at us, wow, you know, which is great, but it's like it's always living in the past. So now it's time to just really think to yourself, where do I really want to be? Cancer, a word to the wise, you don't need to know the answers with full certainty, even though it can be difficult to approach your goals without concrete solutions or roadmaps. Release the need to prove yourself to others. Your purpose is to create from a place of inner knowledge. Become at peace with silence and let what you create in the upcoming weeks speak for you as well. All right, so then we had Leo already. Virgo, a surge of emotional interests has the gears in your brain turning. Make use of this time because it will help propel your projects. It's typical for you to be cool and calculated when articulating yourself. And this full moon is encouraging you to release your need to self-sabotage. Let yourself be great, and others will have no option than to appreciate. There's no more dulling your light anymore. Okay, you have to keep on pushing forward no matter what. Okay. Libra, the full moon, eclipse is bringing you a plethora of learning experiences. This time can come as a shock, leading you towards challenging experiences that you'll be able to weather. Keep a level mind and calm approach towards life. Being in alignment with the universe calls for a willingness to learn from your mistakes as well. Libra. Now we had Scorpio, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this full moon eclipse is destined to help you leave your mind and start living out loud. For the next year, you are intended to get out of your head and put your focus on your health and wellness. It can be easy to become an expert on what's going on, so make sure you spend even more time paying gratitude towards your blessings, being grateful for what we have, being open to receiving, grounding your energy, focusing your connection, protecting yourself, doing all the steps towards feeling free from burdens, etc. Capricorn. Yep, Capricorn. So similar to Sagittarius, you're being urged to get out of your head. You can become so consumed by accomplishing your goals that you lose sight of your boundaries and limitations. Rest is a necessary part of the building process, and without it, failure is inescapable. This eclipse is temporarily releasing you from your responsibility, allowing time to play. Whew, okay. And finally, Pisces. As the beginning of the eclipse season starts with multiple energies at play, you too will have to manage a multitude of matters. The universe is ushering you outside of the world and back into the home. Tend to your space. Pay careful attention to what vibes that your space is giving off. Do you need to sort something out once and for all, get rid of all of those old clothes? Do you need to go through your cupboard and give it a real good clean out? Do you need to do something that you've been meaning to do but have not been doing it? Now is the time. Whatever is no longer aligned with your home should be welcome to leave with love. Very important. I always do a clearing right before a full moon, and everything starts to activate into the full moon as well. So those are the basics for the 12 signs. This is an energy that we had something similar in 2014. And it's time to look about, where were you in 2014? Okay. What were you doing? For me, I was in 2014, I was actually doing a lot of traveling around Australia and teaching. And it seems like this is coming back into my focus, where I'm coming back into doing more lectures like this and teaching, and here's a webinar kind of thing, right? But it's a lot more than what I was doing before. And also I was doing a lot of QHHT because it had been a year since I had gotten my certificate. So I was doing QHHT everywhere and taking classes through past life regressions and future progressions as well, which was really interesting, what we were doing. So perhaps at some point I'll take you guys through that as well. All right. So so the energy of Taurus, the bull, I have this old, I'll have to show it back here, a Collins Pocket reference to astrology. And this is what I've had for years. Now I have like a lot more. So the Taurian personality, I just want to Well, we know that the second sign of the zodiac is connected with beauty, romance, sentimentality, sensuality, values, wealth, prosperity. These are all things that are affecting us now. Nature, harmony, love of living things, possessions, control, security, dependability, habit, organization, tenacity, kindness. There's some shyness here in Taurus, would you believe? Cautiousness, trustworthiness, calmness, appreciation of values, talents, and abilities. And these are all going to be highlighted when a moon is stationed in a zodiac sign. It's when it's sitting in there. Each of the planets, when they go through the signs of the zodiac, reflect not only the meaning of the actual zodiac sign, but also of the house that it's sitting in. So that we've got so many things that govern, and then you've got the energy of the actual planet itself, which is fascinating once you start getting into it all as well. Okay, so I'm going to do this quick reading, a little 7-card reading, and the first one is, I've got it written on a little tiny piece of paper. What is being shaken loose from my life? What are we letting go of? What's a good thing, I guess, to let go of? Maybe it's a surprising thing we're letting go of. Okay, let's have a look. I've got the tiniest cards here. I'm going to have to stick with them. And these are the cards that I wanted to use. What is being shaken loose in my life? That's what it actually says. Okay. All right, there's a couple of things. So this card came out, the star. Hopefully you're going to be able to see it. Maybe not. It's because of the no. Okay, so the star cards come out. I'll just tell you. All right. So what are we letting loose in our life? And the star to me talks about, healing, having hope, moving forward. And also it also talks about making sure that we are balanced and in control of everything. So the thing that's shaking loose is your energy of, for everybody else's importance, your energy of wanting to heal everything, your energy of being the one that's there giving the strength, the advice, the information, and copying it also when people decide to just go in another direction after all the energy that you've given them. So what I'm getting from this kind of card coming up here is you've got to stop taking things personally. And this is, shaking loose from you now. Stop trying to heal everything and everyone. And again, focus on what it is that you really want to achieve by Christmas, by the new year, as you're going into these different goals, etc. Going into this different energy. So what is it that you want to bring forward? Well, you're letting go of the need to take care of everyone's needs. Okay, you may have been doing this. And you've also been denying your own spiritual energy as important. And maybe this is shaking loose from you now. This is giving you an opportunity to say, hang on a minute, I am important here. I want things to happen in a certain way. I can no longer live my life being afraid of what's around the corner, being afraid of making a mistake, being afraid of whether I'm going to get anxiety or not, or whether I'm going to fall off the wagon and go into depression, or whether I'm going to become ill, or whether I'm going to lose my job, or whether, I'm going to have to be made to do something I don't want to do. Instead of thinking of these what ifs, you're being asked to put healing on the situation and focus forward with an expectation of great and wonderful things occurring for you. Because if you don't do it for yourself, there is nobody that's going to do it for you. And it's really time that we shake loose those old inhibitions and fear generated energy that we've been having, probably our whole life in one way or another. So this is being forced to be loosened from you, and you may actually surprise yourself how you react as well. How do I best stay safe on a material level? Because we know Taurus is all about, resources and material things and all of that sort of stuff. So how can I best stay safe on a material level? Right? And we have the 9 of Pentacles. Now, if you do know tarot, you'll know that the 9 is a completion point. Most people say it's the 10. The 10 is a 1. So you're on a new journey once you hit the 10. You're at a point where you're able to look at yourself and your journey and actually start to gain confidence in yourself for how far you've actually come. The 9 of Pentacles in a position of how do I best stay safe is to keep on doing your thing. Your best attribute are your talents. I don't care who you are, you've all got talents, okay? And you learn to tap into them in your own way, which makes you unique, right? So there are people that say, I don't know what my talent is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. There is no supposed to be doing anything for a start. It's more that you take something that you love doing, art, jewelry making, even a hobby, whatever it is, and that is something that becomes your goal, your focus of your future. And with that, because you're focusing on doing what you love, you naturally generate success. So how can you best stay safe on a material level? Keep focused on yourself and bring yourself into alignment. Keep pushing forward to do the things that you love, no matter how many times you get stopped. And I don't know how many times, there's been a stoppage here on YouTube or whatever for me, and I'm not allowed to do this, and I'm not allowed to do that, and I'm not allowed to say this, and I'm not allowed to say that. And I even did a test, and I advertised my channel, okay? And I got something like 20,000 extra views on my channel, not one subscriber. So tell me where there's something that's not, allowing me to have subscribers right now. Not that I'm giving any energy into it, but it's like, I've got to keep going anyway. Okay, so there'll be all these signs that something's not working. Becky, you must be doing something wrong, when I know it's not. Okay, I'm still me. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still going out of my way. I'm still giving you as much information as I can on multiple platforms now, right? But they want to make you feel, whoever the powers that be are, make you feel that you can never do enough. And who makes you feel that way in your life? That you can never do enough and therefore you internalize it all. What's the point? See, a lot of people give up doing spiritual work and having a thing because they don't see any results. Because anything that's helping someone actually not need to go and have psychotherapy and not need to see a counselor and not need to be on pharmaceuticals for the rest of their life, anyone that's teaching you how to do that is a target. I don't care. I'm going to continue to do it anyway, right? And be living proof of how healthy and well you can be, because I've done both things. So you just keep on pushing forward and know that this moon is also bringing in new resources, new people, new contacts, new energy, new focuses, and also uncovering a lot of things that have been hidden as well. What can I do to stay calm within myself is card number 3. What can I do to stay calm within myself? And this one just threw out itself, and it's the Hangman. I know you can't see it. It's just the way it is. The Hangman came out, and this asks us, this is the question, what can I do to stay calm within? The answer is the Hangman, which means you need to see things from a different point of view. Changing the old ways of thinking and doing and saying and feeling and moaning and groaning and, oh, poor me, or whatever it is that you've made a habit of doing because of fear, right? And one way or another, because of everyone letting you down, people being unreliable, people not saying what they're going to do, you reaching out and all of this and being let down time and time and time again. So when you see it in the perspective of, okay, I must be just worth treating like crap because that's all I ever see. When you see it in that perspective, you lower yourself greatly, and it takes a long time to build yourself back up again. But when you say, you know what, I'm not going to take this personally anymore. I'm not taking this on. I'm actually not doing anything wrong. And if someone is projecting their BS on me, that's their problem. If they want to be a scatterbrain, if they want to stress out and over dramatize every little aspect of their life, that's not my problem to fix. And that's okay, right? It's like you put the weight right off your shoulders because you're no longer concerned with pleasing everybody. You can't do that and be a healthy, vibrant being. Yes, you do the best you can. That's all you can do. It's up to everybody else what they do and how they react and what they're living their life like. It's none of our business. But if they're coming to you directly for help, you give all this help and then they're still a scatterbrain, then you're not the right person to help them, right? Maybe you're too nice. You don't tell people, oh God, just get it together, why don't you, you know? Like we want to say sometimes, but we understand people go through what they go through because we've been through what we've been through. But don't let people hang you upside down like this. This is, the hangman is a suspension card where you're always waiting for something, the other shoe to drop or another opportunity to come, or you're waiting for someone to apologize or someone to get their life together or someone to go working or someone to start something. It's like, why are you doing that? You're wasting time, You're wasting time waiting for something to occur that's going to relieve you when you can just relieve yourself by changing your perspective on everything. And that seems to be extremely important. Okay, the next card is about what is coming to a head personally. What is personally happening, okay? The 10 of rods. This is coming to a head. This is something you're sick and tired of, and it's carrying the weight. It's, again, responsibilities. When the 10 of wands comes out, it talks a lot about a new beginning because it's a 10, right? People say, oh, this is the ending, but it's a new beginning. It's a new beginning with how you see yourself, what you're willing to carry, what you're willing to drag around with you, and how you feel about that as well. Personally in your life, you're going to get exactly what it is that you are striving for if your focus is on nothing less than that occurring in the right timing. If your focus is, okay, I really want to do this, but what about this and this and this and this? I guess it won't happen. Or you say, oh, I've been doing all of these things and now people are coming at me with this and this and this. I guess I'll just have to help everybody. If you're doing this, it's not my turn kind of thing, you're doing it to yourself. And you know that, right? It comes from a very good place, but it destroys you. And this is what happens to us with our programming throughout our life. There are those that just excel and they just seem to excel. Life seems to be super easy for them. And we become in this energy of like, why is that happening to them and not me? And it's like, there must be something wrong with me. And that's the mistake we make. Instead of saying, who cares what they're doing? I've got to do this. Who cares how much money they've got? I can do my own. Who cares how attractive they are? I'm attractive just how I am. We're all attractive in our own way. We've all got beautiful attributes, etc. And the judgments and the, having to compare all the time comes from a place of low self-esteem within yourself, comes from a place of never being kind to you, comes from a place of judging yourself and therefore expecting others to judge you. Therefore, you're judging them before they've even done anything, right? And it's a cycle and it turns bad very quickly. So this is the thing, what's coming to a head in your personality. And you've probably been thinking about this. I've got an itchy spot on my face, sorry. You've probably been thinking about this is, why am I still doing these things and expecting a different result? Why am I secretly still doing some things and nobody knows about? Why am I still carrying my family, my, situations when I was younger, my friends, my exes? Why am I still carrying all that crap around with me? Dump the whole thing, especially with this full moon lunar eclipse. It's just like you've got to make a decision with yourself. I am no longer going to be governed by the needs and wants and desires of other people unless I choose to help. If I don't choose to help, I don't want to hear it either, right? And these are the things, and we have to get tough, because there are, and I know this from the beginning of my spiritual journey, that you're trying to go in a particular way, and all the negatives will say, what about me? What? Come over here, come over here, and we'll do something over here. And then, I'm going to distract you over there, and then you're going to come back over here, and then you're going to try to just, okay, now I'm going back on my path again. Okay, oh, wait, hang on, there's someone, they need me, I'm going over there. And you're distracted from that pathway of your own enlightenment. You already have enlightenment, you're not looking for it, you've got it, and that's what you had to discover. But all of this, you have to discover that this is all distraction from you and your pathway. And I say this really, really strongly because I know how easy it is to get distracted. I know that people struggle with certain things like, but I can't do this because of this, and I can't do that because of that, and what about this, and who will say that? Just give up. And that's not what you really want. You're looking for a way out of your situation, right? You want this way out of your situation, but you feel it's hopeless. That is what you've got to get rid of. There is a way out of everything, even the nuttiness we're seeing right now. That's all going to get sorted out. Why? Because it's all been lies and secrets. And if you watch my Pluto returns, that's coming in and it's all getting turned over. So let go of the need to be a good person by how much you carry. You're measuring your worth on what you can deal with. And that is a load of crap. Okay? Don't do that to yourself, because it's either a downward spiral into depression or an energy of anxiety that starts taking over you again, and suddenly you're in this, I've got to do this, I've got to that energy. Stay in the present. Okay? All right. Number 6, what is permanently being released? Okay, let's have a look. What is permanently being released? The 7 of Cups. Okay, this is what's permanently being released from you, if you want it to, okay? And that is multiple thoughts and multiple opinions, multiple tasks, multiple people all at the same time in your head. This is being permanently released if you ask for it right now, so that you can focus on where you're going. And I keep saying that as the most important thing, because I'm always looking, what thing in life is beneficial to my life path? Is it stressing, or is it pushing forward anyway? Is it getting myself all upset, or is it understanding myself? Is it going into self-hate, or is it having compassion for myself? Is it letting other people dictate to me, or is it cutting off who I need to do that? Who I need to cut off when I first feel it, not a year later. So what's releasing permanently is these daydreams, this overthinking, the overstressing, getting yourself caught up in other people's drama. All of those things are being released if you want them to. So you can make room for yourself. We have to get a hold of this. We have to get ourselves moving forward. We're going to have to be a collective. We're going to bring in our guardian angels. We're going to bring in our light team. We're going to ground and connect, support and protect, right? And we're going to ask for guidance in that space of protection, in that space of receiving. And when you ask the universe, what do I really need to do? They're going to tell you to trust. They're going to tell you to let go of anything that's holding you back. They're going to tell you what you're doing to yourself. Overdoing, overthinking, falling back into old habits. They're going to tell you that you don't want that. Because that's what you're saying. I want a new life, but I just still have the same habits. And so the universe tells you how to focus yourself. And that's when you find videos and you find support and everything, but don't give up on it. You know, it's a long journey. Yes, it is, but you can make it so much easier for yourself. So what is releasing? All of these other ideas, and instead focusing on what you love, what brings you happiness, regardless. It's tough, but once you do it, you're never going to look back. You're never going to let anyone control you again. You're never going to feel little and small and dismissed again. No one would dare do that to you, okay? Unless you let them, of course. All right, so this is what's got to go, and it's being released permanently. And now we say, what is coming into my life now? All right, let's have a look. And we have the page of, the page of Pentacles. I wanted to show you that, but I can't. It's just too much light on it. Okay, there's a page of Pentacles. Okay, so what is coming into your life is abundance, is new opportunities, is new people, is a lot of different things that you can't even imagine right now. Are things that you're manifesting. Will things change next year? Absolutely. Are they going to continue to change? Of course they are. Are the people going to come together? Yes, I've seen that so many places. This is our turn to start to come together in a way of thinking that is more along the lines of what we would like to see. Okay, without prejudice, of course. Just what we would like to see, how we would like to really live on this planet. And the more we're focusing on beautiful homes and beautiful clean parks and beautiful oceans and animals thriving and people coming together and people connecting and no one having an issue, the more we focus with those things, the more it does become our reality. The more we focus on what we seem to be seeing, remember it's all an illusion because of the eclipse energy. What we seem to be seeing, the more we focus on this, that's how we live in that stressful bubble. And you don't have to. So what's coming in? Your abundance. What is abundance? Does it always mean money? No. It means more time, more people, more changes, more happiness, more reasons to smile and be excited about life. There's more reasons for all of those things with abundance. The more you have, the more you can give, right? And it always has to be a balance of giving and receiving, always giving and receiving in balance, okay? And maybe for some of you, a new career. Maybe for some of you, you're not going to do something that goes right against the very fiber of your being, and you are compensated for it, okay? These things that they are, becoming tyrannical about, that is not going to be the way of it, because of, not only because of our consciousness, but because of astrology and history, planetary energy that changes everything in the blink of an eye. So being very grateful right now as we move into this full moon eclipse, thinking about where you were in 2014 and where you are now. What's changed? Who's around? What's different? How were you thinking then? How are you thinking now? And also 500 years ago, your ancestors were there. Maybe you were there 500 years ago when we had this very same 3-hour-long eclipse in the same position, in the same sign. Where were we? What was going on, right? And do you get visions of past energies around you? Are you experiencing something in your life now that is a past reflection? And sometimes that can come up with sudden phobias or sudden illnesses or sudden dramatic changes. So all of those things can be discovered as well. So I hope that you enjoy the messages of the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. And I will, as I said to you, you're going to see a fair bit of me coming up with lots of different videos that will help to guide us through into our future. a future that we really all want to see. And it's really all of our own wants, needs, and desires, whatever it is your goals are, and also focusing on everybody else getting theirs as well is so much more beneficial than not, and greed and the way that we've been controlled for so long. It's all changing. Seeing it now, seeing bits and pieces happening all the time. So hang in there, everybody. All right. So I will be back soon with Devine Cafe, with auctions, with just being here, giving my updates on the moon signs. I really would love to go through that with you all because it's so interesting. Okay. I found some books from 1974, and one of them I'll show you is How to Be Your Own Astrologer by Sybil Leek. If you look up some of her works, it costs about $1,500 to get some of her books. Just amazing. So I got this one really cheap, like $7 or something. So this teaches us about all the houses and all of the signs and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go through these things and piece together, webinars for you all, seminars, whatever you want to call them, just for nothing, just because I want to, right? And it gives us all something to focus on rather than the news and all the junk, okay? And focusing on where we really want to be as well. I thank each and every one of you for being here with me on the journey, of course. And I will see you all really, really soon. Sending lots of love, many, many blessings. Bye for now.